Good morning. We're on our way to Cardinal Brewing Company. We're going to be making a pre-prohibition lager today. Burnham guys, I've known them for a few years, mostly from festivals. They're just a lot of fun, kind of have a rep for being just nice, fun-loving guys. So I think we're going to have a lot of fun today, making some beer, maybe trying a few beers, having a good time. Where are we, dude?
I don't think we're on the right road.
This doesn't seem right. This is where Google sent me.
This game has been a getting old. I'm on a losing team. Can't get left out in the cold while the devil drinks my whiskey. Who wants to drink with the devil? He doesn't drink for free. Gonna him up for water and another whiskey bottle for me.
The history of Burnham is basically the 7 owners. We are all friends from high school. Few of us were together homebrewing for a while after school. We all kind of went our separate ways after school. All kind of came back home after spending some time in college. When we all got back, we all kind of started homebrewing together. Going to Greenbush Brewing a lot was a big inspiration for that. They were the new brewery in town. Making a lot of new and weird beers that we've never seen before, and it was a big inspiration. Pulling out the homebrew system, we were able to start writing recipes. We did a couple kits right off the back, but then got right into writing our recipes pretty quickly. Some of our beers we still make today were those original recipes that we did, like cream corn and red zeppelin. But yeah, we from there we still were kind of had the idea of just being open maybe 10, 20 years later. It might have been a retirement plan for some of us, and I ended up getting a job working at Greenbush as a bartender to start, and then I got moved up to brewing pretty quickly just from bringing in our home brews and such. So when they upgraded to a bigger system from what they were on, they offered us a lot of the other equipment that they were originally on. Bunch of miscellaneous stuff, from walk-in cooler to a tank or two, and we ended up purchasing all that and put it in storage, and that kind of jump-started Burnham Brewing, and then we were off to finding a location to do it in. So the building we are in was my dad's construction company growing up, and after he passed away in 2012, my sister, my brother, and I had it on the market. But when we got the idea to do the brewery, I called my sister in DC, and just one day we were here, and it's like, well, it's not the perfect space, but we can make it fit. So I called her up, and we're going to start a brewery here, and it all kind of started from that. We did a lot of our own construction work, just kind of in our spare time in the beginning, and then it's kind of got into full gear where we needed to get it done fast in order to open up, otherwise we were going to run out of money. Yeah, that's kind of where it all started. From then on, we've been brewing here. We've grown from the first, it was about 2 of us employed in the beginning out of the 7 owners. Now all 7 owners are fully employed with 5 others on top of that, I believe. Possibly 6. Yeah, 5 others. So, yeah. So originally we were on the when we first got open here, we were brewing on the 15-gallon system only, which is our 20-gallon system. There, 20-gallon oversized. We do about 15-gallon batches out of it. But we originally had a pre-milled grain coming in, but now we bought a mill a couple years ago, and we've been milling all our own grain. So our grain room up at the front of our building, our mill it's a 2-roller mill. It can do about 750 pounds of grain an hour. We never really hit that. Most batches around 400 or 500. So once we got the 7-barrel up and running, we were on a 7-barrel brew kettle with a 10-barrel oversized mash tun for doing bigger beers. We have 6 7-barrel fermenters and 2 15s we got a double batch into. And then we have 2 bright tanks, 7-barrel and a 15 for carbon and kegging beer. We've also been experimenting with some unit tanking on some of the 7 barrels, just kegging right off the tanks. We've got an extra carb zone so we can start doing that. It's been a lot of help.
All right, so we just started mashing in our beer for the day. We're doing a pre-prohibition lager. We have it's flaked maize, right?
Yep, so we've got some flaked corn, maize.
Maize.
We got Breeze's Pilsner malt, it's an American Pilsner malt, and then a little bit of Carapils for some body. That's about it. This should be a really light color pre-prohibition Pilsner.
What makes this pre-prohibition?
From what small research I've done on the style, it's basically the corn and just keeping it like really light.
Okay.
Traditionally it was German hops. We might twist on that. We haven't really decided yet.
To be determined.
But I mean, when Germans first started coming to this country and brought the style over, it was brewing with what they had here, and that happened to be a lot of corn.
All right.
What's up, guys? Today I'm brewing coconuts. So it's our coconut oatmeal pale ale. Basically, we have an oatmeal brown ale, which is kind of like our chocolate oatmeal brown, and we wanted something for the summertime. So we brew this beer from May to August pretty much. Well, April 21st we release it, because that's our 420th party this year. So we release it every 420th party actually. But we'll brew it until about August. It's a nice pale ale. It's got some Fogel and Willamette in there. Nothing too crazy on the hop profile. It's pretty much mellowed out as an oatmeal pale, nice soft body. But then we dump a ton of toasted coconut in there. So we used to toast our own coconut. It would take hours and hours. It'd probably take us 3 hours, 2 of us doing it at the same time. Now we just get it pre-toasted, and it's so much better on our lives, and actually it makes it more consistent of a beer because all the toasted coconut is all exactly the same toast. So basically, I'm draining my mash tun right now. Just got done sparging. You see the oats on the top. This is pretty much almost drained out. We got the kettle right here. So it's our 7-barrel system. We got a 7-barrel kettle. It's basically an 8 capacity, and we have 10-barrel mash for oversized beers, so we can brew some high gravity ales and stuff like that.
So this is where you do all your camping?
Yeah, this is where we do all of our counting, our viability, and all that testing. Yeah, it's the sour shelf over here. We don't have much room, but we try to keep everything as separate as possible. But yeah, no, we do viability, do our diacetyl testing as well up here, cooking up starters. One sitting right over there, getting ready for today's batch, the lager.
So, for some that might not know, you're just doing a forced diacetyl test with this, right?
Correct.
So it's just in a hot water bath that forces some of the...
It really expresses those signs.
Yeah.
And those flavors.
Good, cheap, easy way to do diacetyl testing.
Exciting, 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 exciting.
Is it time for a beer run? So, Steve, tell us what we're drinking today.
Right now we're drinking 14 Buck Chuck. This was canned fresh yesterday, so this is as fresh as it comes. I guess unless you drank it yesterday. But we are drinking, it's a Citra Pale Ale, all Citra hopped American Pale Ale. It's around 5.5%. It's got a nice hefty Citra dry hop for aroma. It's one of our best-selling beers though over the past year since we started canning it last summer.
This is nice. The can art's really cool too.
Definitely my favorite can art we've done. Max Clark, our artist, has just nailed it with this one. We asked for him to do a nice dollar bill style beer with $14 bill, and I expected a little more cartoony, and it came out looking just like a dollar bill perfectly. So,
Yeah, that's awesome.
couldn't believe it. But no, this one actually was one of our bartenders. One of our parties, we had all our bartenders kind of get together and each come up with a beer idea, and then we went from there. This was one of our bartenders, Pat. His idea was to do just an all Citra American Pale Ale, something we didn't have before. So
Awesome.
jumped on.
Yeah, I really like it, man.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. And it's definitely been one of our fans' favorites, I think. So, yeah.
Very cool. Cheers.
Yeah, thanks for coming out today. Cheers.
First off, my name is Matt Zakreski. I'm one of the co-owners, and what I do is I do sales, marketing, and events here. So a combination of all three. Behind the scenes kind of guy. I like to be recluse a little bit, but I pop out every now and then, you know what I mean? Yeah, sales, marketing, and events, just more on the business side of things. Our big one that we have coming up is our 420-ish bash. It's like a spring fling type thing. We release a couple beers, including Coconuts. It's our toasted coconut oatmeal pale ale. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. And then we also doing a bunch of other different, last year we did a bunch of collaborations. This year we're doing a bunch of one-offs. And so that's the big one that we have coming up here. We also have, quite a few other events going on throughout the cities, down to Indy, up here in Michigan City. Right offhand, I don't have a planner on me, but yeah, you know how it goes. Pretty much at least 2 a weekend now is what we're going into. As soon as the weather breaks, we're doing at least 3 a weekend. So busy times, lots of fests coming out. But yeah, 420-ish bash, 421.
All other jobs we've been in, a lot of us worked in the industry, restaurant industry at one point, bartending. It's always been, the bar scene has always been a very good community, especially the brewery scene in general has been, the people in the brewing scene have just been amazing. So it's, why beer, we kind of fell into it, but I would not have it any other way. It was just, like getting the job at Greenbush, getting into that scene to start and just feeling like how cool everything is, you can do whatever you want essentially in this world and make whatever you want. If you do it right, do it good, it's gonna work. And it's been a long crazy journey, but it's mostly the people and the community that we're in is like what keeps us in beer. It's beer, and I've loved beer since I was before 21, but it's getting up to now. It's one of the best community bringer together.
If you gonna break it, baby, then you bought it. If you gonna shake
Hey, Dave!
it right this moment. If you gonna lose
You forgot your beer!
your mama, if you gonna choose it, jump into the water now. Right now. Right now. Whoa.
That concludes episode 3. I'm driving us home today because Dave had a little too much fun. Thanks, Dave. Thank you to Burnham Brewery for all the fun we had today. They actually sent us home with a couple 4-packs, a bottle of beer as well, so thank you for those. Thanks to part owner and head brewer Steve for having us today, and the entire Burnham Brewing staff. They were loads of fun today. In a few weeks, around their 420-ish party is when they plan to tap the pre-prohibition lager that we collaborated with them today. Dave, it's not a Chia Pet. That's my beard. Stop. Our next place is going to be Hop Lore, so check us out for that episode as well.
If you playing possum, hit you with a hammer. If you playing awesome, baby you a jammer. If you breaking curfew, breaking law and order. If you being true blue, jump into the water, jump into the water, jump into the water, jump into the water, jump into the water. If you gonna break it, baby then you bought it. If you gonna shake it right this moment. And if you gonna lose it, tell it to your mama. If you gonna choose it, jump into the water now. Right now. Right now. Whoa. Jump into the water.
Hey, Dave. Dave!
That's me off. Time to go?
Yeah.
Time to go?
Time for you to go home,
Time
bud.
is it? Is it time to go?